Joined by this week's TU Athlete of the Week, Liam Hesting for the men's track and field team, as he hit not one, not two, but 3 national standards at the very first outdoor meet of the spring season. Liam, you're also named the Crossroads League Field Athlete of the Week. Pretty good debut to start the spring season, right?
Yeah, it feels good to kind of get out there and have some good marks, kind of take a little bit of pressure off myself right away, especially in the warm weather, given that the next few meets probably will be a little bit chilly, but...
I know he looks different than the last time we saw him for outdoor season. Liam, your hair was a lot longer a year ago for the outdoor season, much shorter now. Why the haircut?
Well, the haircut came after football season, just got a little bit tired of having the long hair and it being disgusting in a football helmet. But I ended up shaving my head for my Silent Night costume. I went as Bane from Batman. So I went completely bald, and this is the process. This is the regrowth, so it's slowly returning.
So are we going to grow the hair back out as long as we had it before, or are we going to maybe stop somewhere in the middle?
No, it's going to be somewhere in the middle for sure. I don't think I can go back to either extreme voluntarily.
Well, we'll keep our eyes not only on your throwing, but also on the hair growth as well as the spring season rolls on. You won the hammer and the shot put down there in Atlanta, second place in the discus. Tell us what's the biggest difference from indoor season and then going to the outdoor, outside of 2 different events with the hammer throw and the discus.
I think the biggest difference for me is just the third event being there in discus, really, because, weight throw and shot putter indoors and then hammer and shot outdoors, that's kind of similar. So I think the discus being around in that third event just kind of adds a little bit of extra something to focus on and something that kind of tires you out a little bit more. So I think just kind of managing my energy throughout a long meet like this weekend was is really important and like the biggest difference for me with the outdoor season.
Does it help being an All-American in the discus a year ago? We knew how good you were with the shot put and the hammer, and then you come out and get the All-American nod in the discus. Does that kind of help your confidence going into the outdoor season after taking a year off from throwing the discus?
Yeah, that was definitely helpful. Just kind of having that in the background from last year, but at the same time, it was also a bit of a stressor. Like, will I come out and be as good at discus, or was that just kind of like a fluke at nationals? And so to PR in that event and just get a better mark than I had at nationals feels good, and that's definitely a good start to the outdoor season and kind of reassuring for me.
You had such a great indoor season, qualified for nationals in 2 events, set the school record in the weight throw. You had a big cheering section with the football coaching staff and your offensive line guys there at all those indoor meets. How did your success during the indoor season help you? How do you think it's going to help you here in the outdoor season?
Yeah, I think a good indoor season kind of like sets the stage for a good outdoor season, and that you kind of feel confident in yourself going outside when you just had a good indoor season. So I think just the way it went in general in both events, especially in shot put, is really like encouraging and kind of gives me some confidence and like that I can be sure-footed where I'm going with this outdoor season. So.
First home regular season meet of the year here for the George Glass Invitational on Saturday. What's it like to be able to compete here at home?
It's good. It's always fun to be competing in the ring where you always practice. So it feels familiar, and it's not like a new environment that you have to stress out about. But at the same time, I will say the George Glass meet usually is a little chilly and sometimes a little bit rainy. So it's going to be interesting and exciting to deal with the circumstances, whatever the weather has to offer. But everybody deals with the same weather, so not too worried.
Can we expect a lot of offensive linemen around that throwing ring for you for all 3 events on Saturday?
We should. I definitely hope so. But yeah, there should be a lot of big guys standing around that ring.
Well, Liam, congrats on a great start to the outdoor season, and best of luck Saturday with the George Glass Invitational.
Thank you.
That's Liam Hesting, this week's TU Athlete of the Week. For more information on Taylor men's track and field, just log on to TaylorTrojans.com.